It's never going to get printed out if there's a script. They're not going to print it. Like, it's not like they give it out to everyone to read.
There was an office memo.
Just
go do it, goddammit!
Just making up accents at this point.
Do it!
You heard him. Please.
You know what's better than, you know what's honestly the best thing? Pissing drunk outside.
Nothing better. Just staring up into the stars. You're like, I'm having a great night. Like, this is fun time.
Sometimes I prefer to pee outside than I do a bathroom.
Oh.
You think aliens are real?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Pro Am Podcast. Just a couple amateur athletes talking pro sports. I'm Sam Cohen.
RJ Tamillo.
And it is football season, baby. Oh, boy. I love it. Football's in the air. Balls are going to start flying. Guys are going to start getting smacked. Penalties will be thrown.
Helmets cracking. Shoulder pads.
Gotta love it, man.
Each other.
We're starting with college football, finally. So, officially, as of Saturday, there will be a football game on every single weekend, college or NFL, until February.
Oh, that's music to my ears.
I know, right?
Honestly,
think about the bets.
I felt the vibes of football the second I walked into this room today. Just because I knew we were talking about it, I was like, it feels like football.
It's football. I don't even like. It's like I like the team I like, but at the same time, I also just fucking love watching football. I'll watch any football.
Like
game.
I'm an Oregon Ducks fan for football, but I'm not like a diehard. Like I'm living and dying by Oregon. I like to watch.
That's the last jersey you have, and it's
literally
from ages ago.
This is a Marcus Mariota jersey.
Which is fire, by the way.
Which is sick. Yeah, I love this one.
They do have the best jerseys in college football. It's not even close.
Kind of what got me to like them, honestly. I remember the origin story of my Oregon fandom starts from Dennis Dixon. Do you remember that name?
Dennis Dixon.
He was the quarterback at Oregon. He went on to be like a third string for the Steelers for years, but he was super fast. Like he was like basically like the Mike Vick of NCAA 08.
That's fire.
In that game, I would just play as Oregon.
Yeah.
I was Dennis Dixon all the time, and I just liked the jerseys. So
the guy who put me onto Oregon was a little feller by the name of DeAnthony Thomas.
DeAnthony Thomas was a goat. I'm a huge fan of him.
That guy could run around the field like a chicken with his head cut off and not get touched.
I want to say he played for the Chiefs at one point.
Something like that. Yeah. He definitely played in the league.
Yeah, I remember him playing for the Chiefs at one point.
But man, was he electric at Oregon.
He was like a Swiss Army knife, too.
Oh, dude, he was sick.
Put him in the slot, punt returns. Yeah.
Put him in the backfield. Dude,
they were doing end arounds.
They were mad fun to watch. Chip Kelly, too. We were just talking about Chip Kelly.
And I want to make sure that I'm saying the right team on this, but I'm pretty sure Chip Kelly is taking over the offense at Georgia.
Which is crazy that he's teaming up with Kirby Smart.
Yeah. I'm going to make sure that's right.
That'd be nuts if it's real. I believe it.
It's a top 5 team. I was looking at a list of the top 5, or top 25 earlier, and saw Chip Kelly. Yeah.
Chip Kelly, man.
Big Chip.
Talk about the worst NFL coach, but the best not the best college coach, but he's a great college coach over NFL, I'd say. At least when he was with Oregon. They were gross.
100%. They were nasty when he was with Oregon.
Their offense was so cool to watch. Like, it was fun. Like, it was an electric offense to watch.
And then
it was real fun.
Went to the Eagles and just blew up their roster.
Blew them up. Like you just said, get rid of Jeremy Maclin. Oh, loved by the city. Get rid of LaShawn McCoy. You're a goddamn idiot for that.
Bring in DeMarco Murray
from the Dallas Cowboys. Nuts, man. It's nuts what he did to the Eagles. And then he kind of just dipped.
It's not Georgia.
It's not Georgia.
It's Ohio State.
Wow. That's even crazier.
They're ranked number 2, yes. And I believe they just
Who's ranked 1?
Georgia.
We might as well just go through the rankings right now.
Yeah,
Screw it.
Let me look.
We'll pull them up. Wow. Chip Kelly, the Ohio State offensive coordinator. I feel like that's like a step down for Chip.
Yeah. I mean, where was he before?
Well, he coached at Oregon. Everywhere he coached, he was a head coach.
Yeah, I'm thinking, I think he was at UCLA most recently.
I have no clue.
I think it was. I don't know if he was the head coach or the coordinator, but
I haven't really followed up on my Chip Kelly information.
Yeah, me neither. It's the first time I've heard his name in a long time.
When you said it, I was like, Chip, holy shit. He's still alive, Chippy. Gotta love a guy named Chip.
Gotta. Shout out to you.
For those who don't know, my nickname is one of my nicknames. I have many nicknames.
I'm not
one
sure
of them
where
is Chip.
it even came from
Chipper.
either. I honestly think
Chipponometry.
It was from me just constantly saying Chip Skylark in any sentence I could, and then I just started calling you Chip.
Yeah, I don't know where it came from. You were just like, yo, Chip. I was like,
you live with somebody long enough, you just start calling them shit.
Other than their name, I guess.
Yeah, that's just something I always do. I can never call anyone their normal name.
Was I Chip, King of the
Underworld?
No. I was King of the Underworld at one point as Gravedigger.
King of the North?
I was Gravedigger at one point.
King Jeeb?
No. It wasn't Meerkats.
Oh, Guatemalan pack rats.
Guatemalan pack rats.
That's a classic story. Don't need to dive
King
too
of the
deep
Guatemalan
into it.
pack rat, might I say. Chipper.
I cannot find this fucking article I read to save the life of me.
All right, I'll look it up.
There was an ESPN article about the top 25 that has a nice little something about each team that we can talk about.
Here it is. Oh, it's
That's
just,
what I just pulled up. It's just the actual rankings, but there should be an article. That
let's
has
see.
something.
Let's see. Let's do
What is
AP News. Nah. All right, screw it.
Well,
We'll just.
Either way, let's go through
That
the
was
rankings.
basketball. Oh, wait. Maybe it's on NCAA. Let's try this real quick. Let's try this.
That could be the one I read. Nope. But fuck it.
Yeah, no. All right, screw it.
So, number 1, we got Georgia.
No surprise
Obviously,
there.
No surprise.
A lot of people were pissed they didn't make the playoff last year, but like in my eyes, it's like they there's no way they could have.
Yeah.
There's no way Alabama couldn't have.
Agreed.
Because Alabama beat somebody the game before that.
Tennessee.
Was it Tennessee or was it like Texas or something?
Maybe Texas. It was either Texas or Tennessee, but they rang together several really big wins in a row at the end of the year, and they beat one of the teams that they lost to in the beginning of the year, which I forget.
I think
who
was
it
Texas.
It might have been Texas. Yeah.
I think it was Texas. They lost to Texas.
Right.
And then they beat
beat them, so it was like, and everyone was talking like this isn't the full strength Alabama team yet, and then end of the year came along and they were fucking as good as they can get.
And then when
so,
you got when you got 4 undefeated teams and then a team that just beat the team that hasn't lost in 2 years,
Yeah.
there's no way that team can't. There's no way that team can't get in. That
Right.
It wouldn't even make sense. And they won the best conference in football.
Right.
So that was a lot of. I mean, I still thought Georgia was probably still the best team in the country. I mean,
Yeah.
You lose a game, you lose a game. It's unfortunate.
And then you got Florida State, who was also undefeated.
They were, but I
That's crazy.
understood why they
I
didn't
understood
get
it
in
too. It's
because
just like the worst case scenario ever for their fans, because it's like, what do you even like? You can't expect anything more. You won every single game,
and you got an 18-year-old
You
now
still
playing
can't get in?
quarterback for
Yeah,
you. Though.
like,
That's
it's tough.
it was tough for them. But Georgia's number 1, no surprise there. Who's number 2?
Ohio State, I believe.
Yep, we just talked about that. Chip Kelston, offensive coordinator there.
I believe they got a new quarterback too that transferred from somewhere.
Well, I know Kyle McCord transferred to Syracuse, so he's not their quarterback
they
anymore.
got someone. I forget who it was. Should have wrote that down. But yeah, they have a new quarterback, so we'll see how that goes.
And then we got your Ducks at number 3.
Ducks here at 3. Love that.
I love their coach.
Yeah.
Hell of a coach.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a coach. Number 4, we got Texas coming in strong. Do you think Arch Manning sees the field at all this year? I wouldn't count a blowout like fourth quarter play seeing the field. I mean coming into a game, like if Quinn Ewers screws up, you think they're going to be quick to take him out?
I don't think so, honestly. I think Quinn Ewers is pretty damn good, honestly. Yeah. So I think that he's earned the right to be the starting quarterback this year.
Oh no, totally. Yeah, I get that.
The
pressure's going to be on at some
if he
point.
Sucks.
If they don't play well, the only thing I feel like they're going to talk about is why is Arch Manning not playing?
Yeah, and because if they lose a few early, then it's almost like we have to salvage this season, and this quarterback is not doing it for us right now. We have a literal descendant of Peyton Manning here.
What are we doing?
Let's put him in and see what we can do.
Gotta give Eli a little credit.
And Eli,
you only got to beat Tom Brady.
Yeah,
in the soupy.
You got to give Eli love. He's a fucking legend as well.
You're not wrong though. I mean, to think holy shit, we got a Manning.
We have a Manning
sitting here, and it's not like the kid's bad. Like we've seen him stuff. He can fucking
100%.
throw the ball.
I am excited for that though. I was thinking that when I was doing a little research earlier. I was just thinking about Arch Manning. I was like, is he still at Texas? Like, what's even going on with that? But yeah,
because what? Ewers is a junior.
Yeah, I think so.
I
think Arch Manning was a redshirt last year, correct?
No, he's a freshman this year.
He was a freshman.
He wasn't even, he was a senior in high school last year.
Oh, shit.
He was just that big of a deal.
Oh, yeah, damn. That's crazy. I thought he was redshirting last year.
No, he's that big of a deal.
Okay, yeah, then.
It's crazy,
know.
bro.
I mean,
he didn't even put himself in college football because, I don't know if he made the choice, but Texas didn't do it because, I feel like people would just be like, fuck Quinn Ewers.
Yeah, honestly, because they had a guy there already, and it was like, let's utilize the guy we have now because we still have this guy.
But they didn't get the job done, and now they have a Manning.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, one screw up. Ewers has the shortest leash in all of college football, and it's probably not even by his coach. It's probably by the fans and the media.
That's probably true, because the second he starts to fuck up, they're going to be calling for Manning.
And it's going to be driving the coach is going to inch closer. At some point, if it keeps happening, he's going to be like, you know what? Maybe these people are right. Let me put them in, see what happens. So We'll see. Texas is going to be an interesting team to follow throughout the year, for
Let's
sure.
take a peek here. Who's their first game? They have Colorado State.
I think they'll
That's
probably
on
beat them by
Saturday.
35 points.
The spread is 32.5, so
There you
it's
go.
pretty close there.
I think they win that by
Nice.
30 plus. I mean, these first games, it's hard to take those lines, but like at the same time, when the game's over, you're like, fuck, I should have took the line.
Yeah. Oh, and then right after that, though, their next game in Michigan.
In Michigan.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
So
Michigan, we'll see.
that's a good game off rip.
Yeah. Coming in at number 5, we have Alabama Crimson Tide.
Crimson Tide.
New coach, Saban era's done.
Yeah, that's gonna
Kalen
be
DeBoer
interesting.
era has entered. We'll see how that goes. Jalen Milroe, I think, has a lot to prove this year.
Absolutely.
I think he's going to come with like a big vengeance, and I think he's going to be a much smarter quarterback.
I agree.
I think he's going to realize all the decisions that like he made last year, sometimes late in the game, were like, like, you don't need to chuck it.
Especially when you have a defense like Alabama always does. It's like it's almost like you have to be a game manager at a lot of points
100%
because
right.
like you really don't have to do much as the quarterback of that team. Like,
Especially with the weapons
just have
you
to
usually
not make
have as well.
mistakes. That's basically all it is. It's
Yeah.
just limiting mistakes and just fucking letting your boys go to work.
Coming in at number 6, Ole Miss.
I've been reading that Ole Miss is supposed
Lane
to have
Kiffin.
an electric offense.
Lane
this
Kiffin
year.
is a monster. That's their coach, right?
Yeah,
Lane Kiffin.
Lane
He's a monster out there.
Yeah, that's another.
He's a recruiting genius.
just like Chip Kelly. He's fit for college.
Oh, yeah.
because he
Oh,
was
yeah.
ass in the NFL.
Oh,
he was
yeah.
one of the worst Raiders coaches in my lifetime. I could not stand that guy. But yeah, he's great in
I
college.
forgot he was a Raider.
Yep, we took him right from where was he? USC, I want to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. And then we got number 7, Notre Dame. They're always, I feel like, in the top 10.
Yeah, I'm a big anti Notre Dame football guy.
I feel like they always like fall off at some point.
I agree. They start up top 10 every year, and then in 4 weeks they'll be unranked. And
They
then-
need to get into a conference too. I'm tired of this nonsense, this
Yeah.
independent bull crap.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense that some
How do we
schools can
determine,
that,
like-
some can't? Like that.
I mean, there's only 3 now. It's UConn, UMass, and Notre Dame. But that's it.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, put them in a conference.
Get 'em
You're,
outta
you're,
here.
you're mixing all these conferences now too. You're putting teams all over the place. Oregon's in the Big 12 or Big 10 now. They're
10.
Yeah.
The actually they might be in
10.
the Big 12. You might be right.
Either
Well, no,
way,
they might be Big
they're
10.
they're not Pac-12 anymore.
Pac-12.
That's all I know.
It's so sad what they're doing.
Yeah, Pac-12
Those
is
teams
getting
should just be
destroyed.
independent. They have conference. They have like standings right now.
Yeah,
It's
But-
literally Washington State and Oregon State, and that's it.
yeah. So also, I keep forgetting that. What is it? An 8-team playoff this year?
12.
12-team play. Yeah.
The
So
way it works
this is gonna be a
is-
way different
So the way
college
it
football
works,
season we've ever seen.
target line for teams trying to get into the playoff is ranked 12th or higher.
Okay,
And then if you win your conference, you get a bye.
got it.
So most of the time, the team that wins their conference is somewhere in that 1
Yeah.
to 12. So those 4 teams will get a bye. 1 to 12 will then be spread out
Okay.
accordingly
Yeah.
with the remaining teams. Those teams play. They get to the next round with the team that played a bye.
Yep.
And then it's tournament style. You go into the semis after
Yeah, so
that, and
that's-
then the natty
that's
chip.
gonna be
But
way
now it's
better.
like anything could happen.
Which is what I love because like now like the team like Florida State last year that went fucking
Could have had their
undefeated.
chance.
They have a chance. Exactly.
Totally
So
agree.
like no one that's that good of a team that's undefeated will get screwed.
And solely going off of college football, because I have played an insane amount,
Yeah.
that's how it works. Is like if you get in the 12 area, if you're 12 or above, more than most likely you're getting in the playoff.
Right.
If you win your conference, you're in.
There might be like a fringe like 13 or something that could sneak
It's
in.
going to be like on bubble type
Yeah,
stuff.
gotcha.
Who beat who? Because there's like
Yeah, strength
a
of
lot of
schedule.
2-loss teams. There's going to be a couple 3-loss teams. There's going to be a couple 1-loss teams. And there's
Right.
going to be those 1 or 2 guys that are on. I don't think there's going to be nearly the amount of undefeated teams this year as there is
Yeah.
last year. 4 was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It's a lot of undefeated football teams.
They honestly the people that make the college football playoff had their work cut out for them. last year.
it was very
you,
hard.
You almost like
that was
they
probably
were
the hardest year they've had.
and they were set up to make an impossible decision. Like they're gonna piss off somebody no matter what.
And Georgia didn't make it much better by losing. They
Yeah.
really threw a wrench in their plans because that's one team
That's
that
exactly
you could have
why
just
it
slotted
was so
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. No, I agree because at that point it's like now you have 5 undefeated teams. 2 of them have to. 2 of them. I'm sorry, you didn't
Yeah.
play good enough. Like
Yeah.
these teams played better teams. Yeah, you're undefeated, but they got better names. But like throwing that Georgia loss in there and then having
Yeah.
to deal with Florida State in the ACC because the ACC, I mean,
It's not the SEC.
it's not even fucking.
By
close.
not even close.
I'm surprised they're not in the SEC. Florida's in
Florida
the
State.
SEC.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
and
can
Miami's
definitely
in the
see
ACC, so I guess that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is. All right. Coming in at number 8, Penn State, the team that loves to beat the shit out of teams that aren't good and then finally play a team that's good, and then people are like, wait, why are they bad?
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they don't play anybody.
What's their situation looking like this year? They are
James Franklin's still the coach. I don't know anything.
I don't either, dude. That's
about
the thing.
The Nittany Lions.
I don't know a whole lot until like it starts, and then I'm like, oh, this guy's the quarterback here now.
They
He
opened their
transferred
year
here?
against West Virginia, too. It says why Pat McAfee is amped for Penn State, West Virginia.
Love that. Let me see. Click on their roster.
Yeah, who's their QB?
Doesn't even give me a depth chart though. I gotta guess which one's the quarterback.
Drew Aller. Actually, I remember seeing that name.
Junior.
Drew Aller, I believe.
6'5".
Sling it 238. Jesus, this is a big boy. Christ.
He had 25 TDs and 2 picks last year.
All right, not bad.
Okay.
Again, though, they like to beat teams that they should beat, and then when it comes to playing a real team, they kind of shit their pants.
I kind of hear that. I feel like I feel similarly about Notre Dame and Penn State. They usually start out pretty high on the rankings, and then they face some tough competition and work their way down.
Yeah.
But usually stay in the mix long enough to still be talked about.
Coming in at number 9, we have Michigan Wolverines, returning natty champs. Obviously, the number 9 makes sense. You lose J.J. McCarthy, you lose Corum, you lose
lost
Roman Wilson.
Probably half their defense.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys down. But same coach this year as the one that replaced Harbaugh when he was suspended, so nothing really
familiar.
Yeah, familiar faces around the place. Donovan Edwards is still there, so he's going to really take the load for the. I'm excited to see him.
He's the running back, right?
I'm excited to see him as the lone back this year.
Yeah, I think
it was great watching him and Corum. It was cool. Great
Corum
tandem.
was sick. I made a lot of money off Blake Corum, 2 TDs.
Yeah, but I'm
bet.
excited to see what Mr. Edwards got in store for us.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 10, we've been talking about him quite a lot. Florida State. They have a lot to prove this year. Also, but they lost their quarterback, so
yeah.
We'll see how it goes. They got that young kid that played in the bowl game, but we'll see. I'm not sure what's good with them as of right now.
Obviously they'll definitely have a chip on their shoulder because they are pretty angry that they didn't make it in, but it's going to be hard to replicate an undefeated season. So
yeah,
luckily they have 12 different spots to get into now instead of 4.
Yeah, so better odds for them there.
Are they minus 10.5 first game? They're like the first game of
They are.
Saturday,
They are
right?
close. They're close. They play Georgia Tech in Ireland.
Georgia Tech.
10.5, I believe.
Saturday at
55.5 over, which I love 55.5. I would take that all day. Give me that all day.
It's now at 54.5.
54? Take it.
I like it.
I think Florida State's going to come out humming.
That could be my my first bet of the season, maybe. It might just be Florida State minus 10.5 and over 54.5. Well, 2-legger.
Can see it. Coming in at 11, a team that I don't know anything about whatsoever. We got the Missouri Tigers.
Don't know a thing about them either.
Don't know much about Mizzou, so we're just going to
breeze right over.
The Utah Utes coming in at number 12. Love seeing Utah.
Yeah,
Love seeing Utah in there.
I noted them down here. I just was reading a little bit about them before, and I like Cam Rising coming back strong this year. Is fully healthy, and apparently their defense is pretty solid. They're returning a ton of players, same coaches, very familiar system. So I think they're going to be better than they were last year.
Yeah.
And like we said with Florida State, they now have more opportunity to make a run.
They got that chance now that you didn't have last time.
Yeah.
You drop a because you drop a game and it's like
your season's almost over. Yeah, literally. Like
you drop another
especially
game,
if you're Utah. Like if you're Alabama, you drop one and then you're like, okay, I expect to win the next 5 versus these shit teams that we set up here. They're also very strategic with their scheduling and the SEC and all those big schools. They are very strategic with when they're playing who, where, and after what, and
you can tell.
You can tell. Like the schools that know what they're doing that have had success for years.
Coming off a Texas SEC game, you play Vanderbilt.
Right. Exactly. And let's go fucking run these guys off the field, put up 75 points just to get some confidence back.
Make us feel a little better.
That way we have some confidence going into Texas, Nick.
Whatever. No, you're totally right.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 13, we got LSU. So looking at this, I'm just gonna start to make like a mental note. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 15 from the SEC.
Okay.
We have 1, 2. Can you get clearance on if Oregon's actually in the Big 10 or Big 12?
Yes.
1, 2, independent, 3, 4. Wow. It's pretty much
Oregon's in the Big 10.
It's pretty much the Big 10 in the SEC.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
As of right, I mean,
and then you got
other than
Florida
Utah.
State as the ACC.
Is Utah in the Big Ten?
Florida
State.
I think Utah might be Pac-12.
Big 12. Pac-12's Dunzo. It's Big 12.
Oh, right. Okay, yeah. I keep confused.
Yeah, Florida State's ACC, and then Utah's probably Big 12. But other than that, it's all SEC or Big 10, which is, if you want to be in a conference that gets into the playoff, I guess it's going to be one of those two. And then coming in at 14, we have Clemson. Dabo Sweeney. Clemson's been kind of...
Yeah, I feel like they're not the powerhouse they were a few years ago.
No.
I don't
Another
think
ACC team that is kind of not fallen off, but it's kind of pumped their brakes a little bit.
Absolutely.
I do like their quarterback, though. I like Klubnik. I don't think he's bad. I just feel like Dabo's offense is a little old. A little old.
I agree. Utah is also Big 12, by the way.
Big 12? Okay. So, yeah, two Big 12 team, two ACC teams, and then literally the rest is Notre Dame, who's an independent piece of shit, and then Big 10 and SEC.
Yeah.
Coming in at number 15, shout out Big Ron Tamillo.
Go Vols,
Tennessee
baby.
Volunteers.
Don't sleep on the Vols.
What do you got on them? Because I know you know a little something about them.
Yeah, I mean, obviously they lost some guys from last year, new quarterback, but I was reading, I got to find his name here before I say it, but I was reading
Nico?
he's solid. Yeah.
He's very good.
From
very good.
Where's he from?
I believe he's from Long Beach, California. Nico Iamaleava.
He's a freshman, right?
The kid is
Yeah.
he's 6'6", 215, but I've watched him play 7-on-7.
Mm-hmm.
He throws the ball so goddamn hard.
Sick. Yeah, I like the sound of that, honestly. I think Tennessee, they're ranked lower, obviously, to start the year than they were last year.
I think they'll be
but
climbing.
I think they're a team that'll definitely move up.
Be on the
They'll a
lookout
top
for
10.
Nico. I can't say his last name, so I'm not going to say it.
Yeah,
But the kid's going to be
starts with
good.
an I, right?
I know exactly. As soon as you mentioned their quarterback, I was like, I know exactly
Yeah,
who it is. Because I've seen him on Instagram countless times.
Same. I didn't even realize that he was Tennessee's
Bro, I watched him
quarterback
ball
until
out on
today.
this one high school team in just pajamas.
Really?
Like in a 7v7. Like he was just in pajamas and just chilling, just balling.
Depth chart. See if I can pull that up.
We got them at 15.
I like what I'm seeing there from Tennessee. I'm going to definitely be following them hard this year.
Yeah.
Shout out to my pops.
Shout out to Big Ron, father of Little Ron.
Nico Iamaleava.
That's how you say it?
I think that's how it's pronounced.
Iamaleava?
Hopefully I didn't butcher that, but Iamaleava.
I'm sure you butchered it.
Just going to call him Nico.
What was the one dude you called?
OG Anubi?
Yeah. if you
He'll always be OG Anubi. It's not Ananobi to me. Like, I know it's pronounced that way, but he is just OG Anubi.
When you said that, I was like, huh?
OG Anubtube.
I thought you were playing it. I thought it was like a joke.
Yeah, no, I was dead ass, too. That's
I
just
was like, yeah, that's funny, Anubi. And then you're like, that's how you say it, right? I was like, wait, what? Is this guy serious?
Yeah.
Coming in at 16, another SEC team. They just moved to the SEC, newly welcomed Oklahoma Sooners.
Right. Don't know much about them right now.
Me neither.
To be honest with you.
Well, fine. The thing with the college football teams is I
need a week
unless
or
you
two.
go to the school, you're not really looking up who's got it. There's so many teams and so many things going on with the transfer.
We got a lot of
portal and all
sports
that.
going on right now. I'm in baseball mode still.
You don't know things about college football. You can say you do, but you're probably a liar.
Yeah.
Not trying to sound mean, but the
No,
people
it's
that are I know some people that actually eat, sleep, and breathe college football.
Yeah.
And it's a very select few. But then there's those creepers that come out through the boards and they're like, oh yeah, no, this team's gonna be electric this year.
I'm not gonna pretend like I'm not an NFL guy before I'm a college football guy.
Totally.
But I love college football and I love watching it because it's different and it's fun.
And that's why we're talking about
And
it.
that's why we're talking about it.
But the new playoff this year, it's gonna make it so much more interesting.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
coming in at 17, another these teams. I'm telling you right now, I'm not gonna know much about them.
Yeah.
17, we got Oklahoma State.
Yep.
18, we got Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
19, we got Miami.
Okay.
20, we got Texas A&M. 21, we have Arizona. 22, a team that I honestly love playing football, Kansas. They play fun style
Yeah,
of
I actually
football.
remember betting on them a few times last year. They had a good offense.
A team that I know for a fact will definitely drop out of this top 25 damn near soon will be USC.
Yep. Makes sense. They're on there because they're USC right now. That's usually how the bottom half of the top 25 goes.
Yeah, and
now.
you had Caleb Williams, so we have to put you in there.
Yep. But now you don't.
Coming in at 24, we have NC State. And then coming in at number 25, we have the Iowa Hawkeyes. Who are
All I
pretty
know
much
about the
tight
Iowa
end you.
Hawkeyes is they have tight ends and they have a defense and they'll score 9 points a game. That's all I know about Iowa State or Iowa. And they do that every year, like clockwork.
So those are the rankings for the top 25 for the NCAA. We'll be talking much about that throughout the year because football is football. And I'm going to be watching. Now with the college playoff, I can say I'll watch more football.
I agree.
Because in the it's like college used to be, what are the undefeated teams doing? Because in the end-all, be-all, those are the teams that are going to mean the most and matter, and those are the only teams that you're going to watch play. Now it's like you don't know what the hell is going to happen.
Like I can lock in on a team like Tennessee or you know,
who still has hope after
Florida
having 2
State
losses? It's
or-
like
exactly,
it's not done.
Utah, like a team like that. Like I can
The window
focus
of
in on
error.
those games and watch that team for 3 or 4 weeks in a row and be like, all right, this team's fun to watch. I hope they make it in.
The window of error is so goddamn. It was so goddamn tight that it was. You lose one. If you're a Utah and you lose one, you're done.
Yeah.
You don't have a glimmer of hope. Nothing.
I feel like the part of college football that I like is that like you can kind of have not fandom, but like you can root for teams that aren't your team really. Like you can kind of just like enjoy the sport as a whole without being so diehard, live or die by every game that your team loses. And I'm not like that in any other sport. So
No,
it's like
and the only
gives me
people that are like
freedom
that-
to enjoy it.
And the only people that I feel are like that are people that just went to that school.
Yeah, like if you're, which makes sense to me. Like, yeah, if you went to Alabama and you went to all the games for 4 years when you were there and you're fucking locked in, that team's good every year. Like, I would live and die with that team too. But like, I'm not, I have no affiliation with Oregon, none at all. I like
been?
Dennis Dixon from a video game when I was
You ever
8. Never, never. But you know, it was the
That's how it goes though with stuff
Yeah.
like that. It's like there's only so many schools you can watch
yeah,
mainly because
like what
of
am
where
I?
you are.
Am I gonna be a diehard Rowan football fan? Like, hell no. Hell no, I couldn't watch those games when I was there.
I went once
Yeah, I went one time too.
for the
on-
free beer garden.
Yeah, same. I was at the same one.
We were
That shit
together
was-
actually.
Yeah. And that game was like watching paint dry. That shit was brutal.
I wasn't really watching it, but
Me
alright.
neither. I was there for the beads.
All right, let's get into the last half of our episode. Do some NFL talk.
Yep.
Mainly going to be, honestly, it's probably going to be a Raider Redbird heavy
Yep.
talk right here. But, you know, we have so many weeks to get into the NFL because it's back, baby.
Yes, sir.
And we're getting back to our Thursday night showdown.
Yep.
doing that.
I'm definitely down
I
for
love
that. I like that
I
too.
was a big fan of that.
I think that was a good. Plus, I like the way that you edited those videos too. Like just the backgrounds of everything. It always looked like I was hyped for it every Thursday.
Yeah,
Every time I went
and-
up. It
yeah.
was a good look.
So we're keeping that going. Going to
Yep.
do that every Thursday night.
Little overview from the boys. We'll talk about one side of the matchup and give you the keys to victory for each of those teams.
Something else, too, that we're going to start doing. I'm going to make them do it. I don't care whether they like it or not.
Love it. You hear that?
Our they know who we're talking to. Our fantasy league this year, I'm going to vlog the draft. We're going to do a whole
Okay.
vlog during the draft,
Hell
so we'll
yeah.
have that recorded. And then we're just going to follow it all year just because it's fun. And
Yep.
it'll be a nice little side piece that we can
Yeah.
all follow. We bring in a couple of the guys during those certain weeks. We'll say whoever's got the best record of that week, that's not you or I.
Sure.
Bring those two in, have them speak about it, you know.
Yep, or
talk
if
a little-
there's-
talk a little junk.
Say there's a battle of two teams that are undefeated happening. We'll bring them both in. We'll let them talk some shit. We'll mediate. Make sure no blood is shed.
But we want to get you guys involved in it as well.
Yeah.
Just
Little
because
interactive league.
once you watch the draft vlog, I think you'll start to understand a little bit as
Yeah.
to why you're going to want to follow it because it's a crazy bunch.
Definitely a good bunch to do a live draft with, as I was saying, because it's just all the boys. We're gonna be fucking getting rowdy, talking shit, and it's gonna be fun. So yeah, we'll keep everybody posted with that, and we're gonna get into some NFL talk.
Let's get into some Raider Redbird talk.
Let's do it. Yeah, if you're a Raiders fan, one time,
Stay tuned.
stay tuned. If you're a Redbirds fan, go Cardinals.
This
Stay
occasion,
tuned.
probably the only one.
Yeah. So
Stay tuned though.
hopefully we tap into that audience. Would love to have some fellow fans watching along throughout the year.
I'm
So
an idiot, dude. I just typed in Redbird schedule.
I love it.
You got the Raiders schedule up?
Yeah, I'll pull it up right now.
All right, we'll go week by week here. We'll just like trade off. Get in week one. Oh, good. 0-2 in the preseason. Gotta love that.
Yeah, us too.
All right, these losses are one possession losses, so I can deal with it. And we played Denver, so that's cool. Oh, great. Gotta love that. All right. You ready?
Yeah, week one. What do you got?
We got, starting at 1 o'clock, we are in Buffalo.
Tough game to start the year. Tough one.
As much as I love my team, I don't think we're going to be able to win this game. But
I'm going to be very
I don't give a
realistic.
fuck about real expectations. The Redbirds are winning week 1. We're going to stun everyone. Kyler's back. Marvin Harrison going to put everybody on the map. You're going to see all the young receivers we have, too, along with the young defense we have. And we're going to win the game.
I love it. Honestly,
We're going to win the game.
I saw a thing yesterday before we continue. It said, these are really going to be the slept-on teams this year, aren't they? And it just said Raiders, Cardinals, Bears,
Probably
Titans.
Titans?
I think.
I can see the
think
Titans
those
being
were the
slept on
4.
just
And I
'cause
was
of what
like,
they lost.
yeah, I can definitely see. And Will Levis is going to be better this year. I know that for a fact.
Got to get some experience on
He'll
your
be
belt,
better.
man. I mean, you can't.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going
got
to come
weapons.
into this league and just do Pat Mahomes shit. And Pat Mahomes didn't even. Actually, he waited a little
Yeah,
bit.
he got to sit a year behind Alex Smith.
So, all right, let's go week 2.
So, yeah, week
Start
2.
us off. Oh, no.
Oh, you want me to go next?
Raider week 1.
All right.
Yeah, we'll just go week by week.
Raiders week 1. This is an easy one for me, baby. Raiders, Chargers. Justin Herbert is throwing to a bunch of trash cans. He's got no weapons. He's got, maybe a little bit of a line now. He's got John
Harbaugh's
Harbaugh.
first game back in the NFL.
But I think the Raiders are just kind of have the Chargers number, I feel like, recently. I don't know. I
I think you guys are more of a team than they are.
I agree. I think
You're more
after
together.
last year, the way that we finished, I think that we're going to come in hot. I think Antonio Pierce is going to get us in the right mindset. And they're going to win one on the road in L.A., which is basically a Raider home game because
Yeah.
the Chargers don't have fans.
That is true.
The Raiders have plenty of fans in L.A.
I've heard a little birdie say that Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins are somewhat of best friends now.
Are they?
Yeah.
I love to hear that because
And they're on the same defensive line.
that duo is going to be fucking crazy.
I've heard they've developed quite a strong relationship throughout camp.
That's one thing I love about Max Crosby is that, like...
His guys are his guys.
Exactly, and he's like, now friends with Christian Wilkins, you're saying.
Minshew.
That's his, yeah. But, like, that's the guy he's going to be playing next to and working next to every single day at practice, and he's the most hardworking player in the NFL. So that's going to rub off on every single player on the team. So having a leader like that is huge.
My mother's calling me. Do it live.
Live answer. Tell her you're on air.
Mom, you're live to tape. What's up?
I was calling you back.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I called you earlier, but you called me back about 45 minutes later, so. You're live to tape. Say what's up.
What's up?
I love it.
Well, no, I had a little issue coming in. I didn't know the alarm was on, and I forgot the code.
Oh my God! Thank God it was you.
Yeah, it was me. I told Bob, and I also hit the button that said, stop emergency aid in 9 seconds, 8 seconds, 7 seconds. I was like, all right, well, let's stop that.
Way to act quickly.
Man, that
I just got in the car because I was at Walmart doing my ridiculous college haul, and I just saw a critical alarm alert, and I panicked.
yeah, that was me. My bad. We're recording, though.
False
That's all
alarm.
we're doing.
Okay, good. Have fun. Deuces.
Love you.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.
I love that.
Wow. What a champ.
She said, deuces.
Mom, you're live to tape. What's up?
Let's go. She said, what's up?
Fuck, what were you just talking about?
Cardinals week 2?
Yeah. We're home against probably my most formidable foe in the division for us, the Los Angeles Rams.
Yep.
Hate playing against Sean McVay.
Mm-hmm.
Can't stand it. I think we win it.
Love it.
I think we start 2-0. I think we
honestly
win that
can
one.
see it.
That's a 405 starter. That's what I love about the Cardinals games is I can bet and watch the 1 o'clock games in complete peace
Yeah.
and not have
Same
the rest
with
of
the
my day
Raiders. You
ruined.
still
And
got
then
4
4
o'clock.
o'clock rolls around. I'm like, all right, now there's only a couple games left. Now I can watch my team in peace.
Agreed.
There's not too much chaos going on around me because
I enjoy when you get a Thursday night game, and then you get that out of the way and all that stress on Thursday, and then if you win, you're heading into the week hot, and you're like, all right, let's bet.
yeah.
I get to watch this clean slate.
Football's back. Baby.
Yeah.
This is
So
it's exciting.
bad. So
This is
bad.
exciting
It is.
stuff.
It is. And let me remind everybody, Tank Dell anytime.
Tank
Week
Dell,
1.
Anytime.
Had
You
the
said it.
vision. Said it last week.
He did.
Tank Dell anytime. Week 1. Bet it.
God. We're not sponsored by Chino, but
Not sponsored by
football's got
Boy, do
me
we
want
love
to put
him.
one in.
Boy,
Black
do we love
cherry.
him.
Love your senses. Taste them. It's in.
We can probably get a sponsorship. The
All
amount
right,
of
Raiders
zings
week
popping.
2. What do we got?
Raiders week 2, we got a tough one. We're in Baltimore, baby. We're in Oriole land. We're in Oriole land. That's a tough one. I'm going
Oh,
to say
boy.
that we drop that one to the Ravens.
Yeah.
And the spread is 8 in that one. Yeah, that makes sense. Raiders are plus 300, though, so I doubt I'm not going to sprinkle that, to be honest. But I'm going to say the Ravens win week 2. Raiders start out 1-1.
Yeah. Coming off that, we're home against Detroit. Week 3. That's going to be our first loss for sure. I don't think
Detroit's
we're
a
going to
good
get
team.
pounded, but I think they're going to run clinical circles around us.
Yeah. Detroit
Per
is-
se. They're a good
Detroit's
team,
definitely
though.
a good team, and they're only getting better.
Yeah,
They're young, and they have the same core, same coach. Jared Goff is so underrated, honestly, if you
But
ask
I'll
me.
take 2-1 to start.
Yeah, for sure.
Possibly 1-2. I'm the more I think about Buffalo, I'm 50-50.
Yeah.
I want us to come out. I don't want to say we're going to lose week 1. Who wants to say that?
No one's gonna. Raiders could have been
You know
playing.
what?
the
Fuck
fucking-
it. We're not.
Yeah,
I'm going back.
Why not? I love it. And on the theme of 2-1, Raiders are going to win week 3 against the Panthers.
Yep.
And
Okay.
that should be a nice, easy W.
Yeah.
I'd hope.
A game that I'm very interested to watch that because I want to see how the new Panthers offense looks.
Yeah, I want to see how scared Bryce Young is going to be against Max Crosby, honestly.
Me too.
Because he is a little boy.
They
playing
did
against grown
bolster
men.
the lineup.
They did.
I
they'll be
read
better.
something that somebody was like, they got some big motherfuckers up there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
They were
Well-
like, don't worry, Bryce can see over them.
That's good. That's good.
I was like, I hope he
'cause
can't.
Without protecting a guy that's like of the stature of Bryce Young, you're setting him up to fail.
Yeah, and I mean, with protection, the guy can actually play. Like,
And he's got
Again, I don't wanna-
Deontay Johnson now too.
I don't want to shed any bad light on a rookie quarterback from
No,
last year because you got to get your foot wet.
Especially when you're on the Panthers. Like,
Yeah.
you get drafted
You got
by
no
the worst team
expectations
in the
there.
league. You shouldn't be expected to be good the first year at all.
Yeah.
So I definitely feel for him a little bit. But
Week
he's gonna get
4. Week 4, we are home again. We play 3 home games in a row. That's interesting. Against the Washington Commanders.
Okay.
Last year was a very, very close game week 1. We almost won. We lost by, I think it was 10 or 3 off of a dumb penalty. That
Yeah.
shouldn't even have happened. Kyler wasn't even playing.
right.
Um,
They called the Thunderbolt at that point.
Colt the Thunderbolt was
Yeah.
playing. Congratulations, Colt, by the way, on retirement. Long career.
Retired.
He's done with the NFL.
Damn.
But we got the Commanders. I'm excited to watch Jaden Daniels play.
I am too.
Against my team, not so much.
Mhm.
But I'm excited to see him play. I think we somehow, some way squeak a win out
Love it.
and start 3-1
Stay optimistic, baby. I love it.
because I'm looking down the schedule. It ain't looking too good on the back end.
I'm looking at this one too. It's getting a little rough here.
Luckily, the division we're playing this year is who's the AFC division we're playing this year? Shoot. What are the Jets in? East?
Jets are in the AFC East.
East, yeah. So we're playing the AFC East. Last year, I forget who we played. It wasn't the AFC East, though. All right, back to you. Week
Back
4.
to me, week 4.
Raiders.
We have a tough matchup in Las Vegas against the Browns. It's a tough defense. I'm still not sold on them fully because they're still just Deshaun Watson isn't it anymore, and
Chubb.
But yeah, Chubb will be back.
Maybe.
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
I mean, I saw a video of him squatting 600 pounds, so he's fine, I think.
Really?
Yeah, he had the shit bending on his back, and it just tore every fucking ligament in
The
his
other one,
knee.
too.
Yeah, both of them, and he was squatting
Oh, that.
crazy
He's my
weight. So.
RB1 in Dynasty.
Yeah, so I think he'll be fine week 1. But I want to be optimistic and say the Raiders take home a dub at home.
I like that. I like the optimism.
Yeah, I mean,
You got to be optimistic.
two straight home games there. You got the Panthers. That should be a clean win, and then it's gonna be a tough one against the Browns. But I think they can pull it out. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the Raiders there, and that's a 3-1 start heading into week 5.
Yeah, and for us for week 5, this is an automatic loss. We're playing the Niners in San Francisco. I have nothing. It's going to be a loss.
Yeah,
There's no way around it. It's going to happen.
tough to see the Niners on the schedule and predict a win. Honestly,
So we'll be 3-2 after week 5, I believe.
fair. Raiders gonna stay hot. We got the Broncos. Haven't lost to them in 8 straight appearances. So I think it's gonna be 9-0 in the last 9 for the Raiders there, and Bo Nix is gonna get absolutely stepped on. Do you see Sean Payton trying to flex that he baited the Raiders into not trading up
For Bo Nix?
For Bo Nix, we got Brock Bowers, buddy.
Yeah,
What are you talking about? You drafted Bo Nix in the first round when no one else wanted to, and we got Brock Bowers at 10.
so thanks.
So who won there?
Yeah.
Go ahead, keep
Nah,
talking
you're
your
right.
shit, Sean Payton.
Sean Payton pisses
I
me
hate
off.
that guy. He's a scum.
So annoying. He's like the Urban Meyer of the NFL.
Dude's a bounty hunter. He literally fucking is a bounty hunter. He put fucking prices on heads of NFL players.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Scum.
Coming in at week 6, another team that I think we're going to lose a lot by, Green Bay.
They're going to be good this year.
Yeah, their offense is
Shout
going
out
to
to
be something
Deanie
different.
Powell.
Yeah, shout out Pack Rat.
Pack made a quick turnaround after the
Congrats to
Aaron
Pack
Rodgers era.
Rat, too, getting married.
Oh, yeah. Shout out
Getting
to Deanie
married.
Powell, baby. Let's go.
I remember the days Back in the old theater.
Yeah, the old Potter chambers.
All right, I'm heading up to my chambers. What's the gotta study.
You jeeb.
You guys want to watch South Park? No, but yeah, we're gonna lose that game.
Yeah, Packers are gonna be good this year. I definitely like what they're going.
So we'll be 3-3 after week 6.
Okay. So I am at Raiders are what 5-1 or 4-1 here where I'm at. Yeah. Okay. So come back to reality a little bit here, and we're gonna have a tough matchup against a historic rival, not a division rival, but Raiders Steelers in Vegas though.
Immaculate incompletion.
I'd love to. Yeah.
Is that what they call it?
That's what I call it.
Immaculate
It's
incompletion.
supposed to be the immaculate reception, but
Yeah.
he absolutely did not complete
ball.
that reception.
Yeah.
No. Find me some footage of the ball not hitting the ground.
R.I.P. Frank.
I'll pay you. Yeah. That's funny. But yeah, I think the Raiders dropped that one to the Steelers. I think I don't know though. We'll have to see what Justin Fields or Russell Wilson or whoever the quarterback is.
The ball.
Yeah, we'll see how they look on their new squad. But I think it's a tough one. The Raiders will drop that. Call it 4-2 after week 6.
Alrighty. I'm gonna do a 3-week speed run. Then you do a 3-week speed run.
Yep.
Chargers win, so we're back at 4-3. And then we're in Miami. That's a loss.
Okay.
And then I do think the Bears will get the best of us as well.
Okay, so you are
4-5.
4-5
it is.
after 9 weeks.
That's what 3-3 after week 6. We'll beat the Chargers, so 4-3. We'll lose to the Dolphins. Yeah, 4-5. I'm thinking 4-5 after week 9, going into week 10. I'll do just another one because then we have a bye. Going into the Jets, which I unfortunately, if Aaron Rodgers is playing, I think would be another loss. But that's a big implicating game for me.
Yeah.
Me specifically.
Right.
I need us to win that game.
As a former Jet.
I have to win that game.
Yeah. It's almost a passing of the torch of like, yeah, like this is my team now, and we fucking beat my old team. This is why I left.
Yeah. So going into week 11, I'm calling 5-5. We're gonna beat the Jets going into week 11, going into our bye.
Okay. So after 6 weeks here, the Raiders are 4-2. They're gonna head from Las Vegas after a matchup with the Steelers to LA to play the Rams.
They're so wishy-washy sometimes, I feel.
Like I don't really know how to feel about the Rams. I'm gonna say we randomly drop that game. It seems like a game they're gonna lose to me.
Yeah.
They fucking blew it to the Rams last year or whatever the year they had Baker when they like signed him, and then 4 days later he started and then had a fourth quarter comeback on us. So I don't know. I don't like the juju of the Rams there. So I'm gonna say the Raiders lose that one. 4-3. Then you got the Chiefs in Las Vegas, and we're fucking winning that game.
I knew you were never going to say they're going to win.
Both Chiefs games this year. The Raiders will sweep the Chiefs. Book that. We're winning both games versus Kansas City.
You're going to have to clip that one.
Clip it. So 4-3 after the Rams, 5-3 after the Chiefs. Then they got the Bengals.
Week 9.
Week 9 in Cincinnati,
Oof.
which is a really tough game. But
another one?
it's a revenge game of that fucking playoff sham where Joe Burrow stepped out of bounds and threw that touchdown pass after the refs blew an inadvertent whistle. They're coming back, and they're beating the fucking Bengals into the ground in that game.
Into the ground.
6-3 after 9 weeks.
Alrighty.
Let's go.
And then, what do you got week 10?
Week 10, we got the Dolphins in Miami. I think we dropped that one.
Okay.
That's November 17th. It's not that cold yet.
Well, it's in
Dolphins still might be good. Oh, yeah, it's in Miami also. Yeah, so it'll
you
be
guys play in
nice and
Vegas.
warm there. Yeah,
Inside.
you're right. True. I just always have to think that with the Dolphins. You got to think about the weather because once it gets cold, they suck.
Yeah. No, you're not wrong.
But yeah, I think the Dolphins will win that one. So Raiders will be 6-4 after 10 weeks.
Okay. So, going into, when's your bye week?
Bye week's late.
Late. It seems like it. Going into 11. What do you got for 11?
Week 11. Got the Broncos again. Another win.
Okay. So, going into week 12, we are in Seattle. I think we're going to drop the game in Seattle. But in week 14, I think we're going to win the game versus Seattle at home.
Okay.
So, that puts us at, and then we play Minnesota in between, which I think we'll lose to.
Okay.
So we were 5-5 after the bye, lose to Seattle 5-6, lose to Minnesota 5-7, back on the winning train at 6-7 versus the Seattle Seahawks after Week 14. Raiders go.
Love it. I'm like looking right now. I can't even find the fucking bye week. Oh, it's actually between the Bengals and Dolphins. So after the
Ooh.
Bengals game, then
I
we
just
have
got a James
bye.
Conner fantasy text. Should I read it?
Ooh, yeah. What do you got after the year?
It's from our boy Clackers.
Ah,
Hit me up at the bright early hours of 2:30 a.m. saying,
asking about James Conner.
not even
classic.
that. He just said, I need to ask you some top secret questions about fantasy football right now, which I probably shouldn't be airing out. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I've gotten that text last year from Clax about the Raiders. He asked me a few things. I love it.
But I'll answer him later. It
Love
does
it.
have to do with my Redbirds, but we'll see.
Love that you kept the confidentiality of that conversation.
Back to you. Yeah, I totally realized that when he said top
Respect.
secret, I probably shouldn't tell anybody. I respect it, Clax. I'm sorry.
Respect. So yeah, we're let's see, 7-4 after that Broncos win.
Okay.
Yeah, 7-4 after the Broncos. Then you got the Chiefs again. Like I said, they're sweeping it.
Yep.
8-4. Then you got the Buccaneers in Tampa. That's a loss. They are 8-5. Then you got the Falcons in Las Vegas. That's a win. They are 9-5. Then they got the Jaguars in Las Vegas. Are Raiders about to make the playoffs? Dude, they about to make the playoffs. Raiders win again. They're
Before we get any further, RJ does this thing every year where he says the Raiders will go 11-6 every single year.
and I'm not even doing it on purpose.
He's not. He does this every year. He looks at the
telling you,
schedule and
dude,
he's such an optimistic Raider that the schedule is always lined up somehow for them to some way somehow go 11-6. And right now we are lining them up to go 11-6 because they're about to be 10-5 now.
Listen, Jaguars in Las Vegas. That's a win. 10-5. Derek Carr in New Orleans. We're fucking coming at that guy's throat, and we are gonna pick him off 6 times. Jack Jones is gonna have 3 picks in that game.
Could you imagine
Raiders
saying that
win.
2 years ago?
I know, crazy.
You would never say that.
Never.
You'd
Shout
be
out
like
to
Derek Carr,
Still
most
my
clutch
guy.
quarterback of all time, most fourth quarter wins in all of NFL football, most overtime wins of
point.
all of NFL football.
There was a point where he was
MVP.
that. He was that at one point, and then it all went downhill from there. And I tried to hang on to that those years of
It's just crazy.
good
to
football
hear.
he
It's
played.
just crazy to hear from you because
know.
you're always a I love my quarterback guy, which I love.
That's how you
because
got to be.
You have
if you're
to.
a football fan. in
You
my
got to
opinion.
love your quarterback, otherwise you're not going to like the team.
I agree. That's the leader of the team. My reflection of the quarterback on the roster reflects my thoughts on the entire team.
But keep going.
But yeah, so Raiders are going to smoke Derek Carr in New Orleans to go. They're now 11-5, and then they got the Chargers in Las Vegas. I'll say that they can split that one. Sure, win that. Maybe they lose the first one, win the last one, but they'll split with the Chargers. Finish
Now we're
11-6. 11-6. We're going to the playoffs. Minshew Mania, baby. It's time. Let's go.
When's your bye? 17?
It's in between the Bengals and Dolphins. Yeah, so
Still don't have 2 more games? You're done after week 16?
no, I read them all out. 11-6, 17.
There's 18 games.
They play 17, don't they?
Oh, you're right. I'm an idiot.
Yeah, because there was 16.
There's a literal bye week in front of my face. I'm a
yeah.
dummy. All right, let's finish out this schedule. 2 wins back-to-back, week 15 and 16. Right now I got them at 6 and 7. 15, we're playing New England. That's a win.
Yep.
Back to 7 and 7. 16, we're playing in Carolina. Another win.
Yep.
And then we're going to lose in LA to the Rams. We'll beat them at home. We'll lose to them
Fair.
away. So what are we at? We're at 6 and 7, and then 2 wins, 8 and
8?
7, 8 and 8. And then, unfortunately, we're going to finish under 500 this year. We're going to play the Niners again at home.
That's
They're going to
tough.
beat us.
That's tough.
But
But yeah,
8 wins would be great
it's over
considering
the.
last year's wins.
If that's how you think it's going to go down, could be a good bet to do Cardinals team or a win total over because I believe it's set at like 5.5 or some shit or 6.5.
Yeah, I might hit that then.
So it could be a good bet.
Um,
I actually like that though. I feel like you were much more realistic than I was.
yeah, I think we finish 8 and 9. I don't
Yeah.
have high expectations
Yeah.
for the team right now. We're young.
Yeah.
We're young
Right.
as hell.
Right.
Kyler's just coming off an ACL. I think James Conner is probably in his last year as a Cardinal. I think Trey Benson's going to take over as the number 1 back after this year. I like Trey Benson a lot.
I like him a lot too.
I'm a big fan of
reading
Michael
about him.
Wilson. I'm a big fan of Greg Dortch. Even though I think he just got hurt, unfortunately. Obviously, we got Maserati Marv.
Maserati Marv.
Love me some Trey McBride.
Straight
Our
money.
offense is
Trey
good, but they're,
McBride-
they're very young.
Trey McBride's fantasy value skyrocketed.
He's a hell of a dude. He's a hell of a tight end.
He's like one of the top 5 tight ends being drafted. I believe.
Once Ertz kind of got out of the way, it freed up so much space, and he just was like, "Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I had him for a little bit last year, and he was like, he saved me because I had no options at tight end.
Yeah,
I had
but
Waller and shit.
that's what I think about these cards. They're young. Again, I'm not going to put high expectations on a team that's
I think
got 4 wins last year."
I think it's a very realistic way to look at the season.
kind of. I mean, I'll double my wins. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
I mean,
if
you
you
think
double,
about
if we
it-
keep doubling our wins, we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna fucking win 17 games.
You have the quarterback back in the mix. Like,
Finally, dude. People are
kind
talking
of-
about like
obviously
us
they're gonna be
last year
better.
as if like we're a shitty like. Yeah, we weren't a great team. We also didn't have our quarterback. Like,
and it was quick that they realized that they weren't doing anything this year, so they weren't like, let's win every fucking game. Let's.
and they gave a lot of the young guys experience. They threw them out there. Go play.
Yeah, just go play. Exactly.
I'm a big fan of BJ Ojolari too. Big fan.
What position does he play?
He's middle linebacker on our squad. He kind of took over for Isaiah Simmons, who I loved.
Yeah.
But we got rid of,
He's
unfortunately.
a
We had to. That was
giant now?
Yeah, that was contractual. We
Yeah.
had to get rid of him.
I
We
mean,
just didn't have the
that's-
money at the time.
That's the business, baby. That's the business.
But I mean, as long as Buda's anchoring the defense and Kyler's anchoring the offense, I have the utmost confidence in the boys. It's just
Respect.
our division's kind of tough, and then our schedule I'm not a big fan of this year.
Yeah, it's definitely not an easy schedule that you just ran through.
AFC East is tough.
The Raiders' schedule is definitely not easy by any means, but like it's possible that some of these things that I'm saying here could happen. Like,
Yeah.
Like I chalked up the Falcons game as a win, but like that's probably not going to be an easy game by any means with Kirk there now, and we got like the Saints game's going to be tough.
100%. No, you're
Jazz game will be tough. Like these are all tough games.
Yeah.
But I'm just
you're gonna have to duke them
can't help
out.
but
But
be
I mean,
optimistic.
a Raider.
I'm a Raida.
Raiders.
Imagine maybe as let me tell you something.
We got to do a little button update one of these
do.
days.
We do.
Get some fresh ones for the 2024 season.
You got anything else though?
What else we got going
Stay
on? in
updated
football?
for fantasy.
fantasy,
Be
we
on the
got our
lookout for the
draft.
vlog. We're recording that on Monday night. It'll
Draft
probably
is
be
Monday
out.
at 8.
Yeah, it'll probably be out Wednesday or Thursday, I'd say.
Cool.
One of those 2 days. It's really however fast I get it done.
Yeah, we'll get into a little more fantasy football talk too on our next episode because I figured we don't want to go
We'll let the
too
vlog-
in-depth here.
Once the vlog comes out, we'll
Then
be
we
in
can-
more fantasy mode as it is.
We can then talk about how to draft in other leagues and whatnot, but like we can't just be revealing our draft strategies
Oh,
to
no,
each
I
other.
can't do
So
that.
yeah,
No.
so
Especially, we gotta wait until we're done, out of the boys'
once
hair.
we draft, then we'll talk. We'll help the rest of the viewers here with their drafts.
Yeah, but
It's coming.
also hit us up anytime and any fantasy questions. DM us.
Always,
anything.
yeah, we're
We're
always
down to talk. We're very interactive. I'm not gonna not answer you. He's not gonna not
Yeah,
answer you. I mean,
always down to talk
we
sports.
love interaction. So
We got a message the other day from another podcast that was asking Rashad White or Kamara, right?
yeah,
I
I'm a big
believe.
Rashad White guy. That's
Yeah.
why I answered that way.
Yes, you answered before I could even get to it. I was like, wait, did someone answer? I was like, I was about to do it, and he's already messaging back. What's happening? And then I went and I looked, and I saw your conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But do anything. But yeah, take us out.
All right, this is the Pro Am Podcast. I'm RJ Tamillo.
Sam Cohen.
We will be back with more fantasy football talk, more college football talk, more NFL, more baseball, all that good shit. But we're back, baby.
Yep.
Thanks for listening.
And if you're still watching, the screen's black right now. I did just see the camera turn off, but we're still rolling recording. So we'll
Word.
see y'all next week. Peace out.
Peace.